Hello, hello friends. I am here today to go ahead and go over what my 2023 budget workbook looks like at the moment, how I've decided to move forward with the Budget Mom digital copy, and what I've done to hopefully start an investment and not have to spend as much from year to year. I just filmed my Q4 update, and one thing I have wanted to do is to put this at the beginning of my budget workbook in order to have a baseline for the new year. I ordered this, I guess you call it tool, hole puncher. It's a disc hole puncher. I ordered it on Amazon. It was about $35, and I'll link that below. But I have gotten a lot of use out of this. My plan is to put this at the beginning of January. So it's something that I can save and look back at later in the year. I purchased this notebook off of Happy Planner. I'm going to be honest with you. I just bought the cheapest one I could find. I really like this one. And it is an 8.5 by 11. I am I write big. So it's important to me to not buy things that are smaller because it makes it difficult to fit things with my writing. So I did purchase this 8.5 by 5 notebook, and it did come with it did come from Happy Planner, and it did come with these discs in it. I'm hoping that I can fit the whole year on here. If not, I can definitely purchase some expander discs later in the year. Moving into what I have done, I'm starting off this next year pretty slow. I decided that instead of printing the whole year, I am just going to do a month at a time because I don't want to waste paper. As far as paper goes, I am using a 30-pound HP paper for this. Part of it was because I didn't want it to bleed through, and I wanted a better quality. Initially, I had gotten my hands on some 80-pound paper, and that did not go through my printer. So thank you to the subscriber that let me know that 30 pounds was good enough, because it definitely is. What I did was I printed the first 46 pages of the Budget Mom workbook. So I did keep the introduction pages, and also I kept just the how to go through these at a time. Now, did I use this all the time? No, but I'm thinking that I can just keep these sheets in my planner moving forward. I wouldn't need to reprint these from year to year. I am thinking of going ahead and transferring my goals onto this sheet. And this is information that I brought over from last year to kind of keep in mind. So as you know, we are currently saving for our rental insurance. The next one that's going to come through is our Microsoft renewal, which we need to save $72.61 for. I'm going to up that a little bit just because things tend to increase from year to year. And then in October, we ended up having to cash flow our AAA service. So that's something I put on here as well, that due date is October 15th. So I can work that into what we need to pay. Here are yearly trackers. My word for the year is consistency. I did not use these last year, but I want to give myself the option to use these to meet my goal of consistency if I need to. So I went ahead and kept that here. My sinking funds aren't very, what's the word? They're very fluid. I take from them and put in them all the time. I'm thinking that this visual would be good for those that I need to save specific amounts for. So our goal for $1,000 this year may be something that is good to track. Getting our renter's insurance saved, getting our Microsoft renewal, our car registration, all of that. Those things that have finite amounts are going to be a good idea to do this. Now, medical, vet, those kind of things are very fluid, so I'm not going to track them. Hey, mister, what's going on with you? This right here is our yearly spending. I did not fill this out for the 2022 calendar year, but I am planning on filling this out this year. I think it'll be really good just to see on one page what how our income changed, where it was that we used our savings, how rent changed, how car insurance increased and things like that, because I think it'll make it easier for 2024 in order to, come here, Leo. He doesn't want to come. In order to be able to set myself up for success in 2024. This is something I did not have for myself going into 2023. Here is our debt balance. On this sheet last year for 2022, I tracked our debt balance and our net worth on here. Now, our net worth was not consistent, so I didn't even bother to fill out a tracker for it. But I do really like this debt balance tracker. It really did show me from April to December how our debt balance changed. And so this is something that I definitely want to keep. Next is our bill tracker. I actually do use our bill tracker. Mostly because I want to make sure that I don't forget a payment ever. And so I do my monthly, weekly pay downs, and then I go back to make sure that all of those bills were paid this month. Because one of my worst fears is to get a late fee tagged on top of all of the debt we have. Because as you all know, it angers me to just give money away. Our medical bill tracker, I was not consistent with this in 2022. I started off really strong at the beginning of our fiscal year, because our insurance our health insurance renews with my work's fiscal year, which is it goes from July 1st through June 30th. So I did really well at the beginning and then fell off the bandwagon. One thing I want to kind of keep in mind, and I'm going to start this earlier, is taking a look at where we're spending money for the first part of 2023. That way I can adjust the money that we put towards our HSA starting in July, so that it can be taken out of my paycheck instead of us relying solely on the money that we put into our medical fund. Usually I use our HSA to pay for those big ticket items. For us, it's the dentist, because I have really weak teeth. I currently have a crown and 2 cavities that need to get filled. And the other big spend is our eye care. So our insurance does pay the deductible or the copay for the eye exam, but it does not pay for glasses. And unfortunately, I have a severe astigmatism, so my eyes change from year to year, and that means new glasses every year. So I do want to kind of keep everything in line for the 2023 year. I did keep these note pages. I didn't use them last year, but it didn't bother me to use them as I did do this page, so I just printed the back. And this was the closing page, so that was completely fine. Here's where I put our Q4 closeout so that I have it handy when we do our Q1 for 2023. I did keep the dividers that the Happy Planner came with. It also came with like the monthly, I call them the guts of the planner, but they came with the monthly guts for a planner, and it wasn't conducive to how I plan. And I already have my life planner, so it wasn't something I was going to utilize. So in the month of January, it did have a calendar date. It did have like the first half of January here. And at first I thought it wasn't going to bother me, but then as I kept kind of looking through it, it was. So what I did was I took a blank sticker paper and cut it down to size and then just taped it up so that I wouldn't see the first half of January on here, because I do have a calendar in the Budget Mom workbook. Right after the tab is where I decided to go ahead and put our monthly budget so that it's readily available for me when we do our closeout. And then we go naturally into the January month in the Budget Mom workbook. So here's that undated calendar that we write in. So I did keep that. I filled in all the information we needed. As always, I write down all of our bills and then highlight based on paychecks to make it easier for us. So I did keep that. Then here was our January week 1. So that's already in here. And I did close that out yesterday. I did not make it to the bank yesterday, and banks will not be open until the 3rd. So I actually do use this cash envelope breakdown sheet to figure out my denominations. And I will be doing that prior to Tuesday so that I can go ahead and stop by the bank and get our stuff for cash stuffing. Then I went ahead and printed the following weeks. And this is going to be trial and error. I did really well when I did my expense tracker and I was filling it out. I fell off that bandwagon in November of 2022. And going back to consistency, I want to get back on track with this. So that is something that I'm definitely going to jump back on in the month of January. As I said, I decided not to move forward with I kind of want to take it slow and do month by month, just to see how I'm using these pages and to not waste paper in case I don't need to. So I did print out the 6 expense trackers. And then, as many of you probably knew, I did keep the closeout. This is my favorite section in the Budget Mom workbook. It gives me a concise place to write down where we are, how much money went out towards bills, where we're standing at the end of the month. We are weekly budgeters, and you lose sight of that day by day when you're just going from week to week. So this is a perfect way for me to close out the month and see what we really did within the last month. So I did keep the sheets that I fill out. And one thing you'll notice is I decided to end it at the monthly comparison sheet. I held off on printing the meal plan because that's something I do not use, and also the note page at the end of the month. Now, I have not completed or done anything with February yet. This is the page that I used the the blank sticker sheet to cover the first half of the calendar. And then I pulled out the guts. So all these sheets get pulled out. And then my plan is to put February from the Budget Mom workbook into here. Now, I had accidentally printed 2 sheets out for my monthly overall debt, and I was trying to save it at the end of quarter 1. I miscalculated because I put it at the beginning of March, and it should have gone at the beginning of April, since quarter 1 consists of the first 3 months of the year. So I'm going to go ahead and just move that to April. None of the other months have been taken out yet. And like I said, it's my plan to do them month to month as I continue to do our budgeting and find a groove for the 2023 year. Well, friends, let me know in the comment section what you decided to move forward with for your budgeting in 2023. I'm interested to see what products you guys decided to go with. As always, I wish you the very best in 2023, and I hope that you meet all your financial goals. This is a wonderful community, and we're all in this together. You've got this, my friend. Take care. Bye.